today is bag 7 that I'm going to finish doing. I wanted to basically go over a few things first and just prep you for what to expect, what you are going to receive in the mail. So it's either going to be a letter saying congratulations, you passed the exam that you took on X, Y, and Z day, and that you need to send in X, Y amount of money, money order cashier's check for your license, which will take 3 to 4 weeks to receive by mail. But if you do receive a letter that says that you did fail, don't get discouraged. It happens to everyone, and just calm down. Don't get too upset about it. Sit down, write a letter to them directly, asking them what portions of the test did you fail on or that you're weak on, so then you can prepare. Now, that will take a few weeks for them to get that letter and for you to get a response back from them. Just be patient. It's gonna happen. You may have to make like a phone call or two and just, hey, I just wanted to follow up. Is the information coming? Did you receive my letter? And then they'll let you know. If you did, then once you receive, I would basically tell you, I wouldn't want to send in the bottom portion of the letter to reschedule your exam until you do find out what you're basically weak on, unless you know in your heart, okay, I'm weak on finger waves, I'm weak on, back combing, teasing. Then start practicing and then go ahead and send it in. But if you're really lost and you're like, what possibly could I have done wrong or anything like that, then okay, be a little patient, write the letter, send it in. In the meantime, you can still be practicing, each one of the steps, the bags and everything. Then once you get the letter that you fell on certain areas, practice a little bit every day, before or after work or whatever you have to do, or school or anything. You can also speak to one of the instructors at the school if you need a little additional extra help. Then send the letter in. You may have to pay an additional fee to retake it. It depends on, how many times you have to take it or what state or anything like that. I can only basically represent or say for the state of New Jersey because that's where my license is. And then they'll send you a letter in probably like a week and a half before your testing date, and then just make sure that your bags are prepped, everything is clean. Like I've told you in the previous videos, make sure your mannequin's hair is cleaned and it is free of tangles and everything else. What I did was made sure my mannequin's hair was clean, it was blow dried, and I sectioned it in the little Lulu knots, and I put clips on it. When I got there that morning, I would take the little cap off her head and then take the clips off her hair and then just brush my fingers through her hair, and then it's pretty much already a part that's already there. So when they tell you to go into, I think it's bag 4, that you go in to section your hair in 4 quads, it's pretty much already, already got the marks there to do it and stuff. But that is just a little piece of advice to prepare yourself for what you are to endure after you take the exam and the time frame. They're not going to tell you on site if you passed or not because it goes by a score system. And just remember that when you're doing your state board set, when they test you, they're going to test your perm and your your perm and your pin curls are 1 grade. Then you got your roller set, and then you have your finger wave is another grade. So make sure, like barbering and your state board set, and making sure that when you're using the hot press tool, you don't touch the metal part at all. Even on the curling iron, make sure that little stand that's on there, make sure you do not touch that or any part of the hot, because that right there automatically you failed. It's an F. So just be extra cautious when you're using the hot tools. Make sure you're always testing them on the table, tap, That's very, very important. Sanitizing your hands, And I think that's basically it. But if you have any other questions, just drop them down below and I will be glad to answer them for you to my best ability. And I hope that this video was helpful, although my finger waves are off the hook. They're not the best. Alright, so I will continue on with the video. And what I'm going to show you is that when I am measuring to part her hair to do the roller set, you want to make sure that you're staying within these two end holes, and I will show you one here too. And then to get the amount of hair, you want to use the mouth of the roller like so. So we want to make sure that we're staying in those guidelines. I always use the middle of the comb. So I'm going to measure out, and that is like so, and then I'm gonna go right here to the base of the hair here, the root of the scalp and the hairline, and that's where I'm gonna measure off to give you a better idea. And you want to go at an angle 45 degree. So I'm going to put this comb down and use the tail. I'm going to use the tail comb. Just make sure it's very smooth. It looks very neat. And you can pull the head back so you can make sure everything looks nice and neat. And what I would say to do, keep practicing this over and over and over, because you only have 35 minutes to do everything. And if you keep practicing over and over to do that section, you know, maybe it'll help you get a little faster doing it. So here you see we're in between the holes. You get your clip and you want to make sure it's on base, so it holds it in place. Make it very tight. Go. Now again, we're going to measure again. Here to here. And you don't want to put too much hair in it, because of course when you're doing it in the real world, it'll take a long time to dry. Just want to make sure that everything is, but of course when you're doing it at stick boards, you want to definitely be going a little faster. Again, we're going to do this at 45-degree angle. Roll, make sure it's nice and tight, neat. Your sections are nice and neat. Sometimes it's a little difficult because it's a little slimy with the gel. And again, we're going to measure. Again, if it falls on the floor, can't use it, it's got to go in your soil bag, so make sure you definitely have extras when you're doing it. Here, we're going to do this one again, 45-degree angle. And just make sure that your parts are definitely nice and neat. Again, we're going to do this one, 45-degree angle. stay within those outlines to keep you on track. Now, this one here, which is going to be my fourth roller, you want to make sure that it is going at 90 degrees. So here, I'm going to do this here. And you can, if you'd like, you know, if you feel they're a little loose, use 2 clips to keep them in place. Make sure that they're lined up. So hopefully you can see here, I separated the hair from the back side, just brushed it aside. You're gonna need to add more water. You wanna make sure that the perm rod is the same size as what you're gonna be rolling, which again, we're gonna stay within these little 4 holes that are here. No fishtails. And also, you gotta make sure you use 2 papers, 1 on each side. We're gonna get started. So again, like I said before, just keep doing the same procedure over and over so you can get a little faster with it, because again, you only have 35 minutes and you want to make sure that your section is looking nice and neat. This can be a little bit tricky here and a little complicated because sometimes the hair is a little longer in the side section versus the front section, and it can be tedious. You want to make sure that the little tail, as I call it, is always in the back. And you want to hold the hair up 90 degrees. Roll, 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 tight, tight, tight. Sometimes it's a little difficult trying to get that little pin in, but just want to make sure that it's nice and neat and tight. Try to get at least 6 rollers. Sometimes it's a little difficult because of the sticky gel.
sure that they all line up together. Definitely help for it to stick to the paper. Make sure it looks nice and neat. So what I wanted to tell you before you do the end with the Perming solution, you want to make sure that once you do your perm, and then you can go in and you can do your pin curls and then your finger wave, then come back, put your cotton coil in. But what I do is I add it up in between, or actually what you can do is you can go all the way around, then you can go in between, or you can just go in between like I was doing prior. Put it all in. over and tuck it in. And then what you're going to do is, once that's done, of course now the other sides are done as well, then she will come and tell you to go ahead and demonstrate how to put on your stuff. So once you put your cotton on, get your gloves on, and then you're going to stand there and you're going to wait for the examiner to come and tell you. Then you're going to get your Perm Wave solution. Bottle has to be marked. And what you will do is you will go in, of course, and you will demonstrate with water, lifting up the roller, each roller. You want to go in between and do each one. In between. And then that's it. And she'll say, okay, you're good. That part will be over. And then that's when they'll tell you to clean up, put everything away.
Okay, so now we're going to do the pin curls, and I will show you how I do that. So let's get started. What I like to do is go from the back of the third roller here, 1, 2, 3, and go down to the eye here. This is where I like to end it. So what I will do here, I'm gonna put her head over a little bit, sorry. Hopefully you can see. So you can see we have from here, I'm gonna brush this to the side. So this is gonna be for our 4. Separate that. Now, this is gonna be our 3 rollers. And what I like to do here is to separate this in 3 sections. So we got 1, and then again I got 2. So I like to kind of twist those up, get those out of the way so I know that they're there. I'm going to start at the bottom with the first pin curl. And you want to go in the shape of a 6. Make sure it's very smooth. Again, of course, make sure it's wet. They're going to overlap.
make sure that you see that they're going in the same like direction. Now we're gonna go with the second part with the 4, and here we're gonna start at the top. Sure, as you can see, we have a clean section here. So what I'm going to do, unsection all the pieces. We're going to start at the top, and these are going to be going down. You want to make sure that these are pointing up and these are pointing down. mess. But it's the basic